Hey, welcome. I thought I'd give you a tour of the Scott Nelson and Son cartoon studio. It's a cold day, so let's get inside. When you first walk in, you have a lot of my local landscape work or regional landscape work in different mediums. I'll quickly go through it. To my left here is some watercolor work, some local scenes, winter scenes, summer scenes, fall scenes, winter, seascapes, landscapes, a little bit of everything. I also do some acrylic work. Not a lot is here right now, but here's an example of some of my acrylic work. If you think of acrylic, it's more of an opaque medium, a little thicker than translucent watercolors. So more oil-based, I think you'd think, thicker. Here's another sample right here. Some local fishermen, ice fishermen. It's just a print on that one, but just wanted to show you the difference. Customers are occasionally surprised that this scene right here, this airplane, as well as this train, are done in mostly magic marker. I believe the sky on both backgrounds, one is acrylic and one is watercolor, but the bulk of that is a magic marker. Something I used to use exclusively, and now not so much, but it's still fun. Here's a sample of just a ink wash. Nothing more than just ink, and treat it like watercolor, but fun to do. Got a little bit of colored pencil work over here. I think you can see it right here. There's a iconic Fenway Park just colored pencil. And then here is a local scene in the New England area, just colored pencil, one color. Here's just a pen and ink only. So I try to cover a little bit of all mediums. But now we're getting into the bulk of the office, the cartoon area. Let's go visit this area. All right, my favorite thing in the world to do is greeting cards. It really is a fun thing. So I have some samples of previously published work on the wall. My style keeps changing, but some samples right up here. Some humor work, some juvenile. And then I have a closet full of them, but here's even another pile of cards here that are samples that have come in. I won't go through them all, I don't want to bore you, but I get a chance to again work in different mediums. For example, right here on the wall, although they're not greeting card samples, you get an idea of what each medium looks like. We have watercolor, a mixed medium, which would be acrylic and watercolor, colored pencil, acrylic, and even digital. So I try to touch on all different samples. I think right back here is some, hard to see, some other pieces I did recently. Some winter scenes for the season. So again, it's my favorite cartoony style to do. Really fun. Way back when I first opened up in 1987 is when I opened up my business. I did a lot of caricature work, and something I still do to this day. Here's some samples of some hockey players there, original, and then the prints. Those are ready to go out to a customer. And then behind that, I have some frame samples of local celebrities, sports celebrities, I should say. Boston Celtic player Larry Bird, well known. Some former Bruins, again, that's signed. Former New England Patriot, that's Steve Grogan, kind of hidden by the chair. That's also signed. So that's my style and the caricature work. And then I also here pulled out this book here. I also do tons of wedding guest signing boards, I call them, where people sign a big drawing of the wedding couple in their tuxedo and gown, put their well wishes, write little messages, and they have a big keepsake on their wall to hang up. I do them for bar mitzvahs and for birthdays and anniversaries, so it's kind of a little side business, and I love doing those. So, all right, I'm going to swing around here. Something I don't have a lot in my studio right now is I do lots of people, pet, and house portraits, especially during the holiday seasons. It's become a large portion of my business, and here is an example of one that's ready to go out the door. A graphite pencil drawing of a dog. And there is the sample of the photo I was given of the dog, kind of hard to see. There's the likeness. But so I don't have a ton of samples, but get the idea that and again, it's something I love to do. I'm going to work now over to my drawing area. Oh, here's another example of some of my style. And a former cast of Leave It to Beaver. That would be done in magic marker. So I still use that from time to time. This is just a gray tone drawing. And then some watercolor behind it. Same style applying to a Three Stooges drawing I'm doing. Haven't finished that one, more to go. But that'll be the similar style to that as well. So when I have time, I sometimes work on those things. Or greeting card styles. All right, I'm going to swing around here and show you my drawing area. I consider myself to be a traditional painter. I work almost exclusively in paints right now. But some of my dirty palettes, I have very expensive paints. They're very cheap paints. I use them all. I'll use acrylic paints and markers, as I mentioned. Here's a supply closet full of things. I won't pull stuff out, but you get the idea. There's a lot of artist supplies in there, and illustration boards, and watercolor papers, and you name it. And I like to use it. And then I also work digitally, as I mentioned. So here's an example of a digital piece. There's my drawing tablet right there and the pen. So I'll take an original drawing, scan it on that oversized scanner, and then I will use my digital programs to clean them up, or sometimes be exclusive with just the digital material, a combination of doing an original and then fixing it, or just the original digitally. And then over here I have some of my organization of my art supplies. Some colored pencils all lined up. Some graphite pencils all lined up. Sometimes people are surprised that I have them set up that way, but they're easy to grab. I like that. Colored. Also some magic markers. Again, I don't use them all the time, but they're there when I need them. And that's kind of about it. I don't really use up a lot of space, so it's fun. So I guess that's the big tour. There's a Three Stooges drawing over there. Did that a long time ago. More portrait work. But as I walk out, I just wanted to thank you for stopping by, visiting me at the Scott Nelson & Son Cartoon Studio. I'm also a cartoon instructor, as well as a beginning drawing and painting instructor at a local museum, which I've been doing for a long time now, and I really love it. It gets me a chance to get out of here and get out into the public and meet folks and talk about art. And sometimes artists work in their gallery and don't get a chance to really get out there and socialize, and this allows me to do it. So that's a fun opportunity sometimes during the week to get out there. So thanks again for visiting scottnelsonandson.com. Go visit me. And I hope you have some drawing time of your own someday. Thank you very much. Bye.